And good morning. Still getting ready here. All right. Stream manager. Good, good. Oh, Plonas, thank you for the follow. Off. Good morning, DBC. You are always the first person here. Carter. Good morning. So, Carter, why'd you decide to swap your name out there? E.T. Carter. Let's see, what are we going to do today? I think we're going to keep... I've been learning a new trick there. Swapping the pans to make them bigger. Last night I did a little bit while waiting for code review. It never actually came. Wondering if somebody's going to pick it up today. All right, we'll ping him. There we go. Send him a message. Let's see. We're down to up to 20 years. Okay. What I think I'm going to do in the code here. Say, oh no, don't edit the code in that microscopic window. There we go. I have to hold control down one more keystroke. Instead of switching the cursor to the other window, I just switch the other windows. Swap their places. One thing I would like to do is be able to filter what shows up here. Figure that out later. Big list. Oh, and I did get this all working. Look at the config. I added, ignore this root, and the cargo.toml here. That worked out really well. Now it just starts up, no issue. Although it doesn't seem to know what this one is. I think it's looking at some sort of verification syntax. It's not saying that somehow. Oh well, it works. So if we can look at packet. Packet here is used all over in the system. And I was using it for things like stats and how many of what kinds of packets are coming out and size of data, etc., number of packets. I still want to keep that. I think we're still going to keep that, but at some point it's going to have to get translated. That's going to be in data stream here. Where is that? In data stream. Where did I put that? Let's look at the outline. Oh yeah, the stream producer. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So here, I think I think I need to add a little bit more in here to be able to translate those types of packets into something that can be processed by this codec here. I think if we just, I think it might just need to be wrapped or something. I haven't really thought through it. Yeah, that's pretty darn generic now. I think I could combine the stats stuff, unwrapping it into just the bytes, that sort of thing. That'd work out pretty well. I also have a little bit of logic that I'd like to keep in that I tend not to say what the subject is of the stream on every packet, just if the subject changes. And I'd like to keep that. Can't do that if the bytes are just opaque here. I guess I could, but I don't really want to. So I think later I'll come back to this. But until then, I've got some 20 things to fix. So auth, create account. Actually, outgoing packet. See, this is conflict. So at this point, I'm using an outgoing packet. Outgoing packet's value is a packet type instead of an ID callback. Yeah, I think ID callback should be a packet here. Why did value here? Why is it okay with that? Shouldn't outgo? Oh, because it parses these things backwards, doesn't it? Bottom to top. Yeah, in this case, incoming packet and outgoing packet. Okay, that looks good. Outgoing wants to send something of a specific type. Okay, converting it into a packet using the into, that works. I'm surprised it didn't give me an error here. Oh, Carter, could you see what I'm doing with, oh, I didn't get my chat set up right this morning. Missed your message. Ah, you changed your nick finally. Yeah, so here in data stream, after it's passed to poll ready. Oh, I see. So here, so this TCP stream producer is passed to the multiplexer. Okay. If we go forward in the file, I create a socket, I give the socket to a new TCP stream producer using bind. Down below in run, the stream producer is actually passed into the multiplexer, which we've been working on for, I don't know, like a month now. So that multiplexer takes a stream producer and then some control stream whose only message that ever comes through is shutdown. So silly. Anyhow, stream producer here. And then if we look at multiplexer run, interesting. And this one, it kind of takes apart multiplexer and stuffs it into a couple different tasks that are being run. Okay, so in one case, we run the senders to completion. This is, oh goodness, that system where we had features unordered with senders inside of them, and it keeps getting filled with things as packets are being sent out. Over here, this one, yep, distributing the incoming packets to the different channels. So as a packet comes in, so that packet reader channel, we get the channel and we send the packet into it. Let's see. Yeah, these incoming packet readers here, incoming packet reader TX, these are built up. Let's see if there's a naming issue here. Is incoming correct here, based on how I'm thinking about this today? But you were actually asking about what happens with the read and the write halves. Now the read and the write halves come in here. Incoming halves. Now, at this point we call this handle incoming connections. Handle incoming connections. We'll wrap it in the halt read, the sender, build up that sort of shutdown mechanism. And then we enqueue it into the kind of category, the kind of channel that it should be in. And based on just how the system's set up, I put them all in channel 0 at the beginning. But I'd actually like to extend that so that channel 0 here is determined by some other means. So maybe just when you create a multiplexer, also give it a function that can determine, when there's a new connection, which channel should it go in? Because I could see other people using this for load balancing. Something like that. But yeah, load balancing wouldn't really work very well right now. You'd have to have a channel that all it does is like receive one packet and then load balance. Didn't mean to change that file. Alright, so let's jump back. I don't want that file saved. Close that buffer without saving it. So, coming back here to create account. And if we take a step back in auth, if we look at auth lib, right place for this, it might not be the right place for this. Let's go back one further. Go back and look at server main. We have auth in here? We do. Okay, so we have the auth stream and the game master stream. All right, the auth stream is going to map to channel 0, and the GM stream is going to map to channel 1. Okay. So when somebody comes into the system, they're not authenticated. They go to channel 0 into the auth flow. If we look at that, we spawn a little task here to handle all of the auth stuff. And that's what we're working on at the moment. That when we receive an auth packet, currently we don't do anything with it. However, it should probably be something like, goodness, whatever that auth element is doing. Let's go look at auth then. Auth lib. Actually, that was really eye-opening there, isn't it? We need to create a new auth element, and then we just call process on each of the packets. Let's go back one. Do I have auth in here? Just the auth stream. Auth new. What's it gonna want? Let's use our handy dandy. Oh, is that not in here? Definition not found of auth. Does server not depend on auth? Oh, it doesn't. There's auth. Okay, now that we have auth, let's do an auth, something like that. And this takes more stuff. Still unknown though. Oh, that thing was holding it all up. Yeah, if I pause that buffer on the right, and everything else seems to freeze for a bit. Why is it even asking? Shouldn't it know which one this is? Auth new. Alright, well, we know where it is. Actually, this is kind of annoying with all of these types in here. I wonder if there's a way to filter that. We're excluding that section there. Oh, I expect would work. Oh, look at that. Oh, it doesn't have very many settings here. Alright. Let's go look at their site. And just for fun, I set up my Firefox theme to match my editor theme. Exclude. Paths to exclude from analysis. Alright, that doesn't seem to be working. Hmm. Fine-grained feature flags to disable annoying features. Oh, well, let's see what those features are. Oh, you can disable the workspace notification. That's fine. All of those are fine. This is so weird that it's TypeScript. That is so weird. That's it? Do they have a test somewhere? It should be a string. Yay. Maybe I could be explicit. But how are they using this? tsconfig. You get the config as a string. Let's look at the code. Interesting that this doesn't seem to be used anywhere. Here at the top. That's it. Or is it just not used? Oh, yeah. I think that's why it's the code folder is anyways. Oh, I see. Rest Analyzer API. Wait, are they just passing that through to Rust Analyzer then? Initialization options. Ah. I see. So it's really Rust Analyzer's exclude globs. There it is, Rust Analyzer. Why does this feel like the exact same thing? Oh, we were already there. That should not have been that way. Interesting. Oh, they have issues. Rust Analyzer. Oh, I see. It could be, yeah, Rust Analyzer is like a collection of a lot of things. Do you search just in this directory? Let's see, config doesn't have exclude globs because casing. I see, TypeScript versus Rust syntax and naming conventions. Oh, that's so funny. All right, let's start using the other case. Okay, so they're using VFS glob, glob. So let's see, what is a VFS glob? Is that a crate? No. But glob, if you look at any glob, I think our syntax is correct in these things. I mean, star just means that you can match multiple directories, and star is like a single element. I would expect that our current config is fine. Alright, well, that's probably enough of a... Oh, you know what? What if we added another star there? That might help. Alright, yep, it's still indexing. Anyhow, let's go back to the code and do this. I'm guessing that we just needed that extra star at the end so that it could say any of these things below this I want to exclude instead of just the things in that directory. So in this case, we would say auth, like, I'll bring that name. We have the crate auth. There.
The number you have dialed cannot be reached, and that's okay.
No, that didn't do it. Alright, but for new on this, we want spiner and then metric sender. Clone that and metric sender.clone. And the other one is just called process. We'll call process, giving it the connection state store. Oh, look, it found it. Okay, you have one of these. That's the case. I don't know what that is. Connection state incoming packet, and then the outgoing MPSC queue. Okay. we call it? Outgoing TX? Looks like it, but it's not named right. There we go. That was connection state correct? Yeah, it can't find that. It's not in here. Let's create one. Actually, let's go see what that is. Connection state lib. Did I add tests for these or something? We can create a new connection state. Let's make sure that our cargo file has it in it. Oh, server. Server cargo. No. Connection state. We'll create a new one. Yeah, currently we don't have much in our connection state. Oh, we want a connection state store. That's what we want. Then we want to be able to initialize a connection and to be able to get it on future messages. I could see that there would be a need to signal when a connection has changed channels. Basically, it gives you the ability to go and maybe load data, fetch something from a central cache or something, so you could have a local cache. I could see that. All right. Oh, the error message over there. Here. All this is saying is that I've made bad life choices. Just kidding. No, of course not. It's funny. I don't see the Rust error messages as like fighting Rust or whatnot. I see it as avoiding future bugs. I really do. Coded long enough to know that, yep, there's a bug there. Would have found that. I would have had to dig, but it's showing me exactly where that is. Usually. Sometimes there's a little bit of like sometimes it's close. And like, hey, this is an error because you screwed up somewhere else. But generally, it's pretty spot on. All right, so in this case, connection state store. We're gonna need a new one of those. And close that. Interesting. Was I just able to go into that other crate without saving that buffer? Oh, that is beautiful. I wasn't allowed to do that before. It made me save that all the time. Oh, that is an awesome thing. Then I can just buffer up some changes, build it all at once. That is amazing. All right, state store. I'm just so happy about that. That is amazing. I've gotten into like this funny pattern there of where's connection state store? I don't think connection state store needs anything. Is it not public? Might not be public. I'm gonna check this out. Come on. Not gonna do it for me. Public function new. So there was this other thing that worked out really, really neat. So if I go to impl a trait, if I say impl from something silly like a U8 or connection state store, I do that. This Rust analyzer thing will say, hey, you're missing the from, and I can do a quick fix on it, and it tosses the function in there to implement. This is great. Now I don't have to like memorize what did this trait look like, what are the return values, what are the types, etc., etc. Pretty cool. And this will be, I think, store. There we go. I'll create a new one of those. That's public, good. Okay, so now we have a new connection state store here. Now, does process want the whole connection state store? I think it does. All right. Store.clone. We don't implement clone. Does dash map have clone? Oh, look at that. Okay. Hopefully that works. Back out here. Connection state store, clone, packet tx. Okay, that looks good. Go into process. Auth process. We get those elements. In fact, I don't like the order of these arguments that the connection stores first. I think I'd rather have like the packet first, connection state store second. I could see that in the future I'm going to have to pass connection state store all over the place. It just feels like a weird sort of argument sandwich to have the packet in the middle of those things. There. Oops. Oh. There we go. So this comes in. We look at the packet kind. This here is a U8, I believe. Yep. Convert it into what kind of packet this is. Either going to be a create account or a login. That's all we handle here. Oh, what was that key? I meant to multi-vim that. That'll be something like this. I'll have create account or login. Now this here, create account process. Yeah, it looks like it's gone like functional programming style, like, oh, just handle this, here's all the state that you need, good luck. Comment that out for a moment. So that's unimplemented. Just silence the compiler. Okay. So we're giving it incoming, which is the incoming packet, the outgoing channel, connection state. Oh, look at this. Order is already different. So we have metrics, the database and the metric stuff. All right. I do like that better. Incoming, outgoing connection state. Fine. You know what that means? All right. That's good. Now let's go look at process. Where is create account anyways? Oh, it's a module we have in here. Oh, we have tests. Man, it's been forever since I've been in this code base. At least like a month and a half. Process. Packet. Incoming packet, the outgoing stream. Connection state, database, server, and metrics. Great. So we've gotten this packet from the client. We can see that this is, well, we're trying to convert it to a create account packet. Look at that. It's just callback, info, and then the username and password. Actually, if I do a shift K on that, oh, it doesn't show me the structure of it. Okay. I thought there was another key I could do for showing me a little bit more info on that. Trying to learn these new tools. All right, not gonna go look that up at the moment. Check to see that it's valid. Start to destructure this thing. We copy the callback info out of it. Not sure why though. Where do we use callback? Down below. Does that create account get consumed in here somewhere? Not sure. Spiner, create account. Why does it get a mutable one? Oh, it shouldn't. Should just borrow that create account. Alright. Just borrow it. Man, that editor feedback was instantaneous. That was like, save, error. That's awesome. Just so, so much better than what I had. Oh, we're gonna, yeah, oh, this is the sooner never thing. Do we even need that now? I mean, back pressure is going to be handled in a different way. Because now we're not taking things off of that queue in the same way that we had been in the past. So I wonder if the sooner never mechanism is even needed here. Yeah, I don't think we do need that. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that we strip out the sooner never stuff for these calls here. Reason being that We go back to server main. We are processing only one message off of this stream at a time. Right, so this is basically a single queue of packets that are coming in. We're processing the auth channel separate from the game channel. Game channel, we might be chunking those and processing like 10 or 20 at a time. But here, for auth, I'm okay saying that people can only come in at a certain pace. And so the auth in this game might take a hit if the game is loaded. Basically what I'm saying. And that's okay. I mean, you don't want, like, if the party's full, people should only be able to come in slowly. In this case, yeah, I like our little single file, like, this is our customs line, you know, like, passport, take your hat off. You don't look the same. All right, so we went through there. Oh, that's right. That's right. We were one more layer in. I guess this would say that, you know, what if the game server is so loaded that we can't handle this packet in 50 milliseconds, or if we can't start this in 50 milliseconds, that we're bailing on you. That's okay too. Even more sort of constraint coming in. Yeah, I'd rather people can't get in through the door on launch day like WoW Day 0. You remember that? I'm not saying this is going to be a WoW Day 0. Day 1, Day 0, whatever it was, launch day. Oh, the queues. Insane. So I'm going to leave that for a moment. Measure how long it takes to do that database call on our timer. And what happens if this fails? Result gets measured out here. I'm not sure if I like that. Because that means that this timer might be artificially brought down due to the millisecond limit here. All right, let's simplify. Stripping that out. All right, now everybody one at a time through the door. There you go. Do we need spinner process anymore? I don't think we do. That goes away. All right, no message create account, fine. For metric value, that's the time it took. I want like a better way to wrap these things in metrics. It's like 5 lines. Right, start timer, do something, end timer, send info. And we could get it down to 3. Or we could wrap this in this other thing, so maybe getting it down to 2. That's probably another day though. All right. So this is either going to be a success or a failure. All right. So what are we returning from this function? Oh, create account failure. This needs to be a packet. Hmm. Don't know, huh? Oh, I forgot the outgoing packet. That's right. Who does this get sent to? That's right. One of these guys. Let's see, who are we sending this to? Probably just the one person, just like this up here. It seems like outgoing packet should be able to into that. If I said, let's just, yes, of course, you're not a packet. And now we just have the error types. Fine. But this is the sort of, like, I want to try using this, the multiplexer stuff to see sort of rough edges it has, and I think this is definitely one. I think that this outgoing message value thing, we should be able to say, give me something that can go into an outgoing message value, or that can go into an outgoing message. I wonder how we would do that. So we go look at lib. This is stream multiplexer. Where's our incoming message? Outgoing message. Here we go. Here's our new. We're creating this new thing. We're taking an outgoing message. Say this can be something that can go into that. Oh, the trait into cannot be made into an object. Self-sized. Okay. Because it doesn't know what the size of t is. Or v. Know what v is. sometimes we will want to say, okay, this guy gets channel change, this guy gets such and such. Those are going to be rare though. So I'm thinking that we simply take V here. I don't know. That's going to be kind of the common case, is that we're really just populating this. Maybe these are just harder to construct, like shutdown or channel change. Or we just say like, okay, well, it's not going to be like that. Here we have like a new value. And this is just going to be value. We take that and we say, we just basically do that here. Here. Oh, come on. Something like that. Who doesn't like that? Expected value found, oh, V, A-L-U-E, value. Creates. Okay, I do think that would be useful there. How do we actually use that though? Our other crate. Let's say I want to say, okay, this is going to be a new one of these, new value. Give me that, and then just give me that. We have new value, and that. Yes, of course, that's not there. Our auth crate would then need to know where that thing is. Where is it? Oh, it's stream multiplexer down here. We could give it the path here. Path is equal to, oh goodness, from where this is, it's a ways away. I use absolute path. There's okay. We'll have to do that in a couple more files. Oh. Cargo stream multiplexer. There we go. Failed to read that file. Okay, it's not there. Oh, it lied to me. I spelled my name wrong. There we go. I'm gonna have some tea. Ooh, GitHub's down again? You're kidding. I mean, it doesn't take much for teams to say, oh, you know what? We need to have something a little bit more reliable. No. As they say, time is money. Wow. I wonder if they're doing some sort of internal migration. Right? Like, what were they running on before? Azure? Or did they have their own facilities? Oh, interesting. Oh, sure. Never used. Alright, well, that seems to be going alright. Close those. Now I should be able to see new value here. I'm gonna be okay with that. But it's building. Come on, give me my space back. I don't need to build right now. Just watch. Good. All right, now we have new value, and we can continue to work on kind of the ergonomics of that crate. Do you think the name is correct there? I say new value, but maybe it's more of a with value. That looks like it to me. Ay. Okay. With value. Okay, now in this case, what this operator does is convert from one type to the other. If it's an error, it returns it immediately. And our return type here is what? It's an auth error. Hey, Museum, thank you for the host. Good morning, Museum. Author. And it's saying that this error, which is of type... Actually, what is this type of error? Outgoing send. This is a MPSC queue. The sender. Oh no. Oh, interesting. Oh, tell us what'd you find out? I see. So we need to handle send error in our auth error. Oh, just about its design. Cool. So we looked earlier and I wasn't able to find a way to ignore these here. Oh, the registry uses binary crates? Huh. Ah, I see. Oh, I see. So download and cache those if they're on the local registry and figure out the dependency features, etc. from that. Huh. And why do you need to get those crates? Or what features? I guess I'm wondering what information isn't there in the cargo toml file. Oh, I see, for cargo metadata to work. Ah, okay. Gotcha. The implicit features. So is this the right way to do that? So if auth isn't able to send, what are the cases where an MPSC send would fail? Oh, I see. That's an optional feature that isn't listed in there. Ah, gotcha, I gotcha. Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting challenge. Which enables Saturday and its derived feature of calls Saturday v1. Huh. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, that does seem challenging. You know, if we can't send this outgoing packet here, things have gone really, really wrong. There's a cargo metadata crate that provides stable types. Oh, neat. Oh, a crate on disk. Can you create a fake disk? Oh, really? You have to unpack it too? Oh, I see. Seems like they should be able to do a read view into a compressed archive. Yeah, that seems like a better way to go. Oh, map error. Cargo as a crate. Yeah, that seems sketchy. Oh, can't borrow it as mutable. So in this case, we have an error that might be coming back. Should match that error because in certain cases we want to bail, especially on auth send error. There's escargot, which is a stripped down cargo meant to be used for, oh, I see. Escargot. Oh, that's fun. This should be error sender. We could say if let error is equal to that. Do this and then just match again on error. There we go. I was hoping to get a little blurb saying I didn't cover all the cases here. Validating all connection state. Not sure about that one. Okay, I think this is the only one we really have to shut down on. And if that's the case, if it's that, then we just return. All right, so in that looks good. Handle the stream of packets from the auth channel. Because they could be sending any kind of packet in. Really, we only want to deal with two kinds of packets in here. Create account and login. So if somebody sends some other kind of account, we'll need a not an auth packet error. Oh, packet. Can I handle the packet? I wonder if this case we should actually include that or just log it Feels like it should just be logged. Alright, now in this case, probably want to know what the packet is. Actually, I think we just need the kind. Is there. Oh, no, question mark. There we go. Alright. Good, good. What? Oh, unreachable pattern. Do we only have 2 different types of incoming packets? Oh, yeah, well, that's not going to last long. Create account 51. Alright, where is create account? Alright, off lib. Alright, just cleaning some of those up. Ah, the tests. Yeah, that doesn't exist. Incoming packet. That needs a type, auth new. I think we had more elements here. Yeah, metric center doesn't exist there. Should be async. Expected opaque type found result. Oh, did I not await on that? Yes. Oh, interesting. It wants that cloned. Or rather, it wants the thing. Let's take our own clone of it. Uh, expected value found create spiner. Not a value. Yes. We'll come back to you. Oh, I see. That's just a utility function for that test. Nice, moved on to data stream from there. Oh, we'll need bytes. Tokyo. It should be Tokyo util.
That's kind of crap. I want to do that again.
Interesting. Why would it do that? Hmm. I did quick fix and I think it inserted the wrong thing. Oh, no, I got it that time. Weird. Alright. Other than that, I'll have to take care of soon. Pull. Hopefully it's the right pull. We'll go look. Nice, it is. That's standard task pull. Add that back if we need. Where is packet? Messages packet. All right. Packet multiplexer. That's just a multiplexer now. Oh, that's right. Expected 5, found 2. I see. That's interesting. So I have to actually declare all of these things. That's kind of a beast. In stream, out, I don't know. This is a good test. What are these things? So that's going to be taken from this guy up here. Is that a tenor? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I know that's broken. Okay. Following tree bounds, we're not satisfied. Sure. Okay, so ID gen. How is anybody supposed to know which ID gen they're actually getting here? So if they just say new, I want a new one of these. I mean, I know that I'm getting the increment ID gen. That seems like a bad thing to kind of require on that interface. Somebody would have to know that. I mean, if I do this, then we're back to increment ID gen there. I think these four, those I think somebody could figure out, but the last one, especially if they're not using the with ID gen constructor, that gets a little hairy. We use that like that. Now, can I do it that way? I don't know if that's possible. So in this case, multiplexer here is now, I don't think that this is quite right. I think this might have an issue. No? Okay, well that might work then. How do I get it to update? Is it going to tell me I need 4 now? Yes, good. Expected 5. Oh, but you didn't get the memo. Fine, we'll restart you. Alright, so the first one in this is the in-stream. In-stream. Incoming packet syncs. It's funny, I wrote this, I have no idea what it means. So what are we expecting here? We have a select all with a stream mover, an incoming packet reader. Document what the... So the incoming packet reader, a halt async read, and that's going to be the I think this is going to be the framed reader thing from up above. It's going to be this. Whereas out, oh, new Rust release. go see that. Oh, patch release. Interesting. Wonder what they fixed. Huh. Another issue related to interactions between static and copy implementations, dating back to Rust 1.0, also addressed in this release. The borrow checker would not check that static items have the correct type. Oh, interesting. Huh. The root of the cause of the miscompilation was a change in a LLVM optimization pass introduced in 9 and reverted in 10. Use a snapshot of 9, so I cherry-picked it. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to update that later. Alright, now outstream. I think technically is S for us here. Out item is S item. Oh, still in the browser. Goodness. I wonder if out and out item then could be pulled together. Or if out item is related to the out sync and not the other one. Oh my goodness. Okay. Future me is hating the past self here. The past self needs to get better at naming things. Ah, did you find it a little mini file system? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so where are we at here? Other than me hating on my past self, I think these two out item and out sync are actually related. I think this here is probably wrong. I'm guessing this is kind of a... I don't know. Let's skip that one for a moment and go to the sync. In the case of the sync, handle incoming connection. Yeah, we have the read half and the write half. So maybe I should change those to read and write. Yeah, it's not an associated item for sync, which is why I think that the sync's item is a separate generic. What do we call those? Generic arguments? All right, so if that's the sync, I am not pleased with these names. I mean, to me, this thing here is a bit more of a read half stream, something like that. Or even just a read stream, write sync. Something like that might work. I'm having trouble with deciphering what in and out mean in this case. All right. Right sync. That helps me a little bit. Might not be the final version of this though. Because then this out item, is this related to the out here, which I don't think it is. I think this is related to the right sync item. I'd prefer that. Something. Oh, what was that? Undo the last one. Yes, that's the. There it is. The right sync item. Not a super fan of the new names, but I think they're minor improvement from what there was before. And out in this case is the quote-unquote outgoing, which is incredibly vague. Hey, Dev Spaju. So my game, currently we're working on the authentication flow for the multiplayer server. The crate that I've been working on is slowly maturing, very slowly maturing. And for those that aren't familiar, I am building a multiplayer game, kind of akin to Don't Starve and Sunless Seas. So kind of that 2.5D feel at the moment. That's what's planned. This is the crate I've spent the last, I don't know, what is it, month and a half now on. And this is a multiplexer to control back pressure and the data streams. It actually creates different categories of connections and controls their back pressure independent of each other. It's just basic stuff. I don't know. It was actually a lot of fun. So I learned a lot about Rust going through and building that, and it's still got some kinks to work out. In fact, what's on the screen right now is the multiplexer part of the stream multiplexer. It's kind of the highest level object in there. But I'm excited that, I've kind of gone back and I'm using that crate in the game engine itself, in the game server itself. So we're working on integrating that new crate and goodness, just getting back to actually working on the game part. So authentication's next. And all of this had been working. I switched out some of the libraries in an attempt to learn more about Rust and use features from Rust, async await syntax, and just dive in a little bit deeper. It's been a really fun learning experience. I think Rust is now my favorite language ever. I think I prefer to English, actually. Yeah, and Tokyo. Oh my goodness, Tokyo has been a blast. Learned a lot about Tokyo. A lot about async await, lifetimes. Yeah, Actix features were something else. And I wanted to be able to test these things, and it's actually just been much more natural, actually not using Actix. And with the rest of this, it's been a lot more natural to test, which has been really nice because this is much more of a one-man show. So I need to make sure that the testing's there so I can catch regressions, etc. So let's see, we are still trying to figure out what these things mean. This out item here, I actually think that it's in the wrong order now that I look at this. I would have put this generic argument fourth. I'd actually swap these. Actually, I might do read stream, write sync, write item, out, and then the ID.
These aren't kid gloves, Mr. Valiant.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have played his game. It's currently going for 18 bucks on Steam, and it is a blast. It's such a throwback to some of the games I played when I was younger. It's like this. I mean, it's definitely its own game, but it has some of these elements from Grand Theft Auto, like the first version when it was 2D, right? That and Carmageddon. It was such a riot. I mean, if you like GTA 1, if you liked Carmageddon, you might want to look at that game. And it's also got a mode to turn off the blood if blood's not your thing. Just the little red smears when somebody gets run over. Anyhow, just funny because I don't think I'm gonna have blood in my game. So, huh, interesting song. So, in this case, we are trying to figure out what arguments are that need to be provided. And I think the right stream is actually going to be the other half of this one. Just going to use the same thing, change the read to a right. I think that's getting closer, but I don't think it's correct. And that's there. Nothing I found on that. Oh, interesting that it didn't blow up on this fourth argument here. Oh, it is about the Roger Rabbit movie. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so in this case, that item here needs to be what? Oh, you saw Nerdcore Rapper streaming. Serious? That is awesome.
Soon where Toontown once stood will be a string of fast food restaurants with Bible verses confusingly printed on cheeseburger wrappers and soda cups. Guitar
I think this is actually going to be Bytes.
overpriced prosumer gear. As far as the eye can see.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Bytes.
The Squire Strat I got for $200.
I think this sync here, the framed right sync, actually takes something else. We go look at this. Oh wow, where did it go? Framed right. Can't see that. Oh, those are interesting. Pin project. So here the encoder's item is what we care about. And I think this case item here for framed right and the length codec. I think that's bytes. All right, so climbing back out there. Server cargo. Where's bytes? Huh. Cargo bytes. Looks like we're at 05. Let's satisfy some OCD. Put that in alphabetic order. Okay.
Hello?
Hey, Dad, how are you?
Hey, buddy, how you doing, mate?
Good, we're just finishing up the record. I'm in Berkeley right now.
Oh, that's cool. How's the record going?
It is good. I'm really happy with it. And, you know, I've been listening to a lot of E40 to get in the zone. What did you think?
All right, so in this case, yeah, run isn't there. I'm gonna have to look and see what this is. Now this stream here, this thing's just requiring an outgoing stream. Okay, I think this also probably needs unpin, etc., or run to actually work.
Hey, do you sometimes kind of wish I'd gone to law school?
That was funny. Oh. All right, so in this case, we need to make sure that all of these things map up. I think that I've actually taken those from run here. Go to the outline run. Let's see how close those are. Oops. Oh shoot, that's right. You can't copy between Vim instances. There we go. Okay, so first off, IO result, that's the same thing. TCP stream is wrong. But it is unpinned send and static. Okay, so that's fine. And then what about the second one? Yeah, just the ordering is different. What's really this? The tuple here doesn't match that there, which makes sense. All right, I think it's time to extract some types. This whole framed read yada 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 thing here, I could see this changing in the future. Let's pull that into some type alias. Let's just call it type read half is equal to something, and then we'll have type write half equal to something. Let's go get those. Got these here. Oh, we're gonna need commas. Oh, right, half's defined multiple times. Of course it is. Of course it is. Grr. Okay, so what do we do there? It made so much sense. R half and W half. Oh, I hate it. Okay, let's keep going. Good. Oh, same thing here. Comma. Uh-oh, I got the order wrong. Right half. Then the read half. That's good, that's good. Okay, this one here. Read half. Right half. Good. Oh, that's so much better already. Alright, now we've come down to this point where we need both of those in a tuple. But which one comes first? The right does. In a tuple. Run exists, but the following traits were not satisfied. Okay, stream was not there for the token split. Is that just because it's not in scope? No, it would tell me if it wasn't in scope. Alright, let's look at the first one. It looks like we've got three issues. One is the right, the other one's the framed read. Doesn't implement. Oh, I got those backwards. They're backwards. It's saying that the read half doesn't implement the sync. Okay, where'd I get those backwards? Yeah, and that's not a stream. Right. So yep, that's write half, read half. That looks fine there. Right, read. Did I screw those up at the top? I did. Oh my goodness. It's the framed write and the framed read, I think, have stream and sync. Actually, I want to double check that as well. Okay, so yeah, it does. Cool. Oh yeah, there it is, right there. And what does that mean for the framed read? I have a sync I. What would you use this for in a framed read? I mean, in this case, our framed read is wrapping at TCP read half. How would sync work with that? I guess it's just where T is sync. Oh, it lets you chain them. Oh, I see. Oh, interesting. That is interesting. And this would be for things that also implement sync for T, which I don't think the read half is. Okay. Excuse me, the TCP read half for Tokyo. Yeah, that makes sense. So you can have transparency. Yeah. Cool. Let's see, where are we now? Oh, data streams, line 5 or something. Undeclared. Don't I need packet in here? I do need packet. Oh, same goes for the stream. Oh, and this is in main now. So main. All right, let's go look at main. Oh, there it is. The trade count result. Stream producer. Are those in the Shift K? Stream producer and control stream. And this comes from bind, which does give us those elements. Stream of TCP stream result. Oh, did I get that right? Which, yes, has a read and write half as the OK. Oh, why is it read and write half? Yeah, it could split it internally. In fact, that's how I had it originally. think that'd be a good way to go back. Because yeah, it is really messy. Yeah, but if I take an async read and write, then I'm also influencing how the codecs work, right? Then I'd have to specify what kind of codec do you want and what's your framing and some other stuff. I don't think. See, I had that originally, which is why I was rejoining the read and the write halves. I'm not sure if you're trolling me at this point. But in order to give T back, you have to rejoin them, which is why I had like the read and write half come back together, so that actually this thing it used to give T back. I ended up going against that just to simplify things a lot. Actually, going to not take the read and the write half, or no, excuse me, not taking the async read and the async write, reduced the generics internally a ton. But yeah, it would be nice to have some way to more easily build this up. Either like some extra crate, not crate, a struct or something that you could give a stream, some little utility that you could influence. Yeah, I think the way it is, yeah, other than worrying about the bottom time. Let them construct the two halves. Right. Does does what does framed read? So if we look at codec, let's say it's framed. And let them construct the two halves. Could be transparent and not require the framed protocol. So currently that's what we're doing. We're taking a stream and a sync for each of those. I think that's exactly what we have, isn't it? So if we go here to the multiplexer, I think this here is our framed read, and this here is our framed write. And this is the type of item that the sync of the framed write has. We don't need a stream item though. Yeah, out is really, this is the data stream of the outgoing packets. Out is a bit of an outlier here. And I really think I should move that to the end. Yeah, for read stream, we do use that a lot. We use read st : item, and we do use that internally a lot. That's part of what cleaned up the internal types. But yeah, out here, this is, I'm not a fan of that name. it needs the arg because it's generic. If I were to redo these, let's say we reordered those in this file, just for giggles. But what would out be? Out would be, these are kind of like our outgoing packets. These, see, where does this end up getting used? Outgoing, outgoing. Yep, where is it? Self, there's a constructor. So yeah, this is the stream of outgoing packets. So this is kind of like outgoing packet stream. And technically, the outgoing packet stream has to have a very certain kind of item. I think its item is supposed to be constrained to outgoing packet. So that's really what it looks like. Oh, interesting. The stream whose item is an outgoing packet. Oh, with the right item, right sync item. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right. However, the order here, I think, is just bonkers. Let's change the order. Change that to outgoing packet. Come on. Oh, I hit escape. Vim fingers. Okay, this is closer, but not right. I think here we should also do so now we would have read stream, right sync item, and outgoing packet stream. I think that's much better. Did I butcher something? Oh, it's just so long it wraps. Oh, that's gross. All right, but I think the order is better, a little bit more descriptive. Still not a fan of the names. But it's more descriptive. And I do like the read and write being at the beginning. Then we have the write's item, and then the other concerns. Which does mean that this is still messed up in one place, which is here. Maybe two places. Read, write stream, outgoing. Outstream an item. Oh, yes. Read, write, item, out, and ID. Yeah, I buy that. Take 2. Yeah, very much so. Read stream. This outstream. I mean, should it be outstream at outsync? Oh, outstream for the other one. Yeah, okay. Right sync. Stream. Item, read stream, right sync, outstream. Well, hey, it's not wrapping. Just stream based on that select. Yeah, pretty much. Oops, I need to rename some things. Right, SI item is now just item. Let's see, and that became outstream. Did that do it? Alright. That is so fast. It must be lying. They can't do that. Need something with a little bit more time behind it. Come on, think about it. There we go. It built. All right, that completely messed up everything we did over here, but I think it's for the better. Hopefully we'll understand it a little bit better now. We have the write half, we have the read half. Item is going to be, I think it's bytes. That was funny. But in this case, bytes, I think it's going to be due to the length of the limited codec. Because the length of the limited codecs yeah, its item is bytes here. Bytes mutable. So I think that's correct. Okay, let's let this thing resume. Now, where'd the multiplexer bit go? Okay, so now we have item, R half, W half, S. All right, we're down to this again. I think that was a nice aside, going in there and fixing, cleaning. Oh shoot, I'm in the code. You're not. All right, so multiplexer now looks like this. Multiplexer with an item, a read half, write half, and the outgoing stream of stuff. Now in this case, stream is a little bit more constrained. believe that's correct. Item needs to be a outgoing packet. But is that the right type? That there, does that packet there be different? I think over here we were considering that our out stream okay, here. Outgoing packet of item, yeah, so that's not right. Oops. So in this case, it couldn't be outgoing packet of item. Oh, but ooh, tricky. Is that wrong over here then? Because the outgoing stream here, when we give it to the writer, which in this case is a framed write, it's basically going to take. What does a framed write want? Framed write. Something that can take the encoder. It's going to want bytes, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Now this is good. I think what's going on here is that packet actually isn't the right thing here. This should be bytes. Framed write should be above the bytes. Type level, that's in term transitive. Oh, okay. Let me look at that for a moment. So we have framed write. This has an encoder. Encoder takes self. Oh, that's just for getting it at the encoder. But it has a sync and it takes. Where encoder item. I see. Okay, so I think there's some sort of issue there with this setup that I have. I think this is incorrect for how the game server works. I unabashedly took this code from the integration tests, and I know that it's not right for the game server yet. So yeah, I think that there needs to be a little bit of a wrapper around these so that I can take a packet and give the serialized version of the packet to these things. Oh, I'm in the browser. Oh. Again, so sorry. I apologize, but I think this is where the two parts aren't matching up. It's because this code here was really taken from the integration tests over at Multiplexer. I wanted to just have something, but I don't think these are correct. I think they're nearly correct. I should just be relying on it as a sink, yes. So in that case, I think I need to create that little little adapter to go from the game types here, which I think is just, see, it's going to be, oh, what happened? Or do I not have outgoing packet? I think it's in messages. I have outgoing packet kind. Oh, that's right, because these are not multivim. Where's packet? Here's packet. Okay, and these bytes here are really what I want to send out. There are cases where, depending on the packet, I might send out 2 sets of bytes, or two messages, basically, because I still want to keep the optional subject of the message. So I want to be able to say, oh, the message is changing. Send out this, subject packet, so forth. I still need some place where I can collect some stats on the number of packets, the kinds of packets, and that information. So that has yet to be put back in, but I think it's going to be. Oh, I don't think I have an outgoing packet anymore. Just bytes. Everything just serializes to bytes now. So if we look at, let's say, create account example, might have that open from this morning. Create account, it just serializes into packet. From bytes. Oh no, create account goes into bytes. Oh, that's right. So it goes into bytes, and then bytes gets put into the packet. You'll have some sort of message. We'll wrap that in a packet. Go back to the previous one. And this just describes what kind of packet it is. We could absolutely get rid of the kind and the subject for this. Wow. I don't remember this. Oh, I only have deserialization. Oh, maybe from slice. Vec, writer. Vector, probably. Oh, but I need it. Oh, of course, yeah. Otherwise, it wouldn't have worked for that. Does bytes actually meant some writer? Oh wow, they implement so much on that. I could create a new bytes, but I'm not seeing. I didn't click on that, did I? From vector of U8s. Okay, that's there. But it doesn't look like I can treat it as a writer. Okay, so I'll just have to create a new one. Oh, that's itself. Okay. Go to bytes mutable and freeze it. Oh, bytes mutable. Ah, okay. Thank you. Oh, it does have write on it. Oh, lovely. Okay. Turn the vector in. Yeah, that'd be one less step, wouldn't it? And for something that's going to be happening all the time, that one setup would probably be better. Okay, so data equal to that. Okay. Now we do bytes from data. Oh, I thought they had that. Oh, it's not a vector of U8s. Mismatch types. Oh, it takes a parameter. A value to a vector. Okay, I didn't realize that to vector there actually required a value. I thought it would generate a value. Okay, yep, let's go back. I really like being able to jump into the code. I would go to the documentation just to go into the code. Now just being able to hop right in there is just so valuable. It saves me so much time. All right. Oh, you know what? We never create this type on the server. I mean, it's an interesting exercise. Let's go ahead and complete it, but create account is only ever deserialized by the server. I thought it did. If we go look at that, doesn't it take something to write to? Oh, this is the value you want to serialize. Oh, shoot. That should be create account. Instead of create account, it's create account. There we go. So yeah, it's a vector. Which one's still more efficient though? Because this is going to be creating it. We do bytes from that. Get equal to that. Oh, come on. The key stuck or something? Oh, I see, yeah. Okay, so here we have a vector. And this vector returns something, it's a vector of U8s. Oh, it's a result of vector. Oh, because it might fail, right? That's a result. I guess if it could fail, it's more of a try from, isn't it? So this ends up becoming a try from with error is equal to everyday CBOR error. All right, and this also needs to be a try from. Result self or self error. And we can bail on that. Run this, needs to be in an OK. Oh, you should inline them. Oh, interesting. Oh. Shoot, I just realized I'm over time. I was over time like 8 minutes yesterday, and that didn't go so well. I'm really trying to be just on it, and I lost track of the time again. But yeah, I think this is kind of the direction we should go. Need to resolve how bytes gets converted, etc. Let's come along. Good, and I really like the renaming of those generic types. They're so much better than what they were. We're gonna raid Top Barrage. Code Golf. Good account map into. Ooh, look at that. Would that work? I guess because it does have the from, doesn't it? That would work. Wow, yeah, that would work. Huh. All right. That's cool. All right, we're gonna raid Top Barrage. I gotta bail. No. Map bytes from, map from, be obscure. That's funny. Less magical. That's true. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go. Till next time.